The silent epidemic. How ultra-processed foods are destroying our health. You walk into a supermarket. You see shiny packages, bright colors, and promises of low fat, high protein, zero sugar. But hidden behind these labels is a danger we rarely talk about. Ultra-processed foods. They make up over 60% of the calories in the average Western diet. Convenient, cheap, and tasty, yet linked to obesity, cancer, depression, and even early death. This isn't just about junk food. This is about an industrial shift in how we eat, and it's quietly reshaping our health. So what exactly is an ultra-processed food? It's more than just processed. Canned beans, frozen vegetables, or pasteurized milk are processed too. Ultra-processed foods are industrial formulations that contain ingredients not normally used in home cooking. Artificial flavors, emulsifiers, preservatives, colorings, and highly refined oils and sugars. Think soda, chips, instant noodles, frozen pizza, flavored yogurts, energy bars, even some breakfast cereals. They're redesigned to be hyper-palatable, triggering the brain as reward system to keep us eating more. And they often come with heavy marketing budgets, appealing especially to children. But what's the harm? A landmark study published in the BMJ in 2019 followed over 100,000 adults for several years. Those who ate more ultra-processed foods had a significantly higher risk of heart disease. Another study found a 10% increase in ultra-processed food intake led to a 14% higher risk of early death. That's not all. In 2020, researchers in France reported that consumption of ultra-processed foods was associated with increased rates of cancer, especially breast cancer. How? First, these foods are typically high in added sugars, unhealthy fats, and salt, and low in fiber, protein, and essential nutrients. This creates a metabolic storm, leading to insulin resistance, inflammation, and fat accumulation. Second, they often disrupt the gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in our intestines that influence digestion, immunity, and even mental health. Let's take Sarah's story. Sarah was a busy mom of two, working full-time. Like many, she relied on frozen meals, protein bars, and sugary coffee drinks to get through the day. Over time, she noticed constant fatigue, bloating, weight gain, and mood swings. Her doctor told her blood pressure and cholesterol were rising, and she was pre-diabetic. Yet her calorie intake wasn't excessive. The problem wasn't how much she was eating, it was what she was eating. With guidance, she began cutting back on ultra-processed foods, cooking more at home, reading ingredient labels, and prioritizing whole foods. In just 3 months, she lost weight, reversed her pre-diabetes, and felt like a new person. Sarah's story isn't rare. In a groundbreaking 2019 clinical trial by the NIH, participants were given 2 diets for 14 days each. One ultra-processed, one unprocessed. They could eat as much as they wanted. The results? On the ultra-processed diet, participants ate 500 more calories per day and gained weight. On the unprocessed diet, they ate less naturally and lost weight. The takeaway: ultra-processed foods hijack hunger signals. But why are these foods everywhere? Simple. They're cheap to produce, easy to store, and massively profitable. A 2023 report by the Global Health Policy Center stated that 10 multinational corporations control the majority of the world's processed food supply. These companies use advanced food engineering, addictive flavor profiles, and aggressive advertising to keep us hooked, especially in low-income communities where fresh food is scarce. It's a global problem. In countries like Brazil, Mexico, and India, ultra-processed food consumption is rising rapidly, and so are obesity and chronic disease rates. But there's good news. Awareness is growing. Countries like Chile and Mexico have introduced warning labels on ultra-processed foods. France has launched national campaigns promoting home cooking. Even major cities are investing in food deserts to bring healthier options to underserved neighborhoods. What can you do today? First, read labels. If a product has ingredients you'd recognize or wouldn't use at home, like maltodextrin, partially hydrogenated oil, or monosodium glutamate, it's likely ultra-processed. Second, cook more at home. You don't need to be a chef. Simple meals with fresh ingredients go a long way. Third, shop the perimeter of the grocery store, where you'll find fruits, vegetables, dairy, meat, and whole grains, rather than the processed aisles. Fourth, Avoid foods with cartoon characters, health halos, or bold claims like low fat or sugar free. These often distract from what's really inside. Fifth, educate your children early. Habits formed in childhood shape lifelong health. Schools, parents, and media all play a role. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness, about shifting from a food system that makes us sick to one that supports health and life. Imagine a future where meals nourish, not just fill, where children grow up without preventable disease, where communities thrive on real food, not chemical imitations. We can't rely on industry to protect our health, but we can protect ourselves. Food is not just fuel, it's information. It tells our body what to do, to heal or to harm. So the next time you're in the supermarket, pause. Look past the label. Ask, is this food or is it a product? Because your body knows the difference. And now, so do you.